Welcome to NewsShowTV, Look Algarve TV in Lagos, on the Algarve, across the marina in the new studio, and it's really funny how life is sometimes going. I have a guest with me, and we're starting a very nice cooperation, and we will tell you why and how this came along. Keith Richmond.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We know us a little bit, actually a long time from seeing each other.
Yes.
In Praia da Luz and some events and
Yes.
in Lagos, but we never had a big time to communicate. So slowly there were some leads coming together.
Yeah, there were leads and there were like signs where we were meant to be crossing each other's path and coming into this sort of collaboration partnership.
All right.
So,
So, and that's what we decided. While he is a person, I could not do this what he's doing. He's a content creator. He's a writer. He's a wordsmith, you let's say it that way. You a human AI.
Yes.
You write for companies, the letters, emails. You give all your experience to CEOs, to owners of companies, to people they want to write in a different style.
Yes.
That's right?
Yes, and it's pretty much over the years it's developed into a content consultant basis where literally I'm collaborating with clients to figure out how to strategize their content, or in simple terms, make their words sound better.
But a lot of people do not have the time and the skills to write nicely, and then they use AI and then they think everything will be fine. But other people recognizing what's AI and what's not AI, and you formalize the words, and that takes time and skills. And
lots of experience.
And that's a very important part. We figured out when we talked that we were on the same time in the same place in New York for a long time. I traveled up there, had the office there, and so you were there on Fifth Avenue on Wall Street.
Yes.
So you were working for the top-notch companies and CEOs?
For financial firms, for lots of firms on Wall Street, and then it transitioned to consulting firms on Fifth Avenue, all along Fifth Avenue, and it was not by design I was going to end up working on this level of corporate business, but that's just the way it happened, and all of the experience and skills over that time sort of led me to where I am today. So I pretty much help top-level managers and CEOs with their strategic content, with their writing, but also in a collaborative sort of brainstorming way, and in order to pull out of them what they kind of have on their minds, but they don't know how to put it in words. And so I work with a lot of people in sort of some people would say it's a writing therapist kind of collaboration, but it's also not easy to do on a level. It wouldn't be easy for someone else to do. Right. My experience and expertise has made me very attuned to how to deal with upper management and CEOs, how they think while they're strategizing and thinking for their businesses, and then sort of taking another outside perspective in how to make their communications work for them. So I did that a lot of time, mostly in New York over the 20 years that I lived there.
20 years is a long time. So basically you played ball to each other.
Yes.
So, and for the content. So it's a very trustful base.
Yes.
And I will not say a dangerous base, but you have to be very precise for the big corporations every word has to be really formed and set in the right way.
Yes, because not only am I trying to understand that CEO or that business leader, I'm also trying to understand their business, their brand, how they want to present themselves, and then putting it out there. I become their voice.
Yeah.
And so in order for that to happen, there has to be sort of, there has to be a true communication, collaboration, pretty much on the level of, okay, you're letting me in.
Right.
You're letting me in a confidential, collaborative environment that we can actually like work together and get everything done for like the greater good of whatever your goals are, whatever you want to achieve, and things like that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So, and can we name some, like Macy's, or you worked for that corporations?
Yes, there was a consulting firm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be very careful, because the reason that I'm trying to be very careful is because in all of those years, all of this background and all of this work, because it was high-level businesses, there's a confidentiality that's involved.
Right.
So even when I talk about myself, I have to be very careful of how I present that. So there was a couple of major consulting firms, and I can publicly say that they did end-to-end strategy consulting work for Federated Department Stores of America, which eventually became Macy's Incorporated. And because of that umbrella, it wasn't as if it was just Macy's Incorporated. It was all of the branches that were under them, whether it was a Target, whether it was a Sears, whether it was a JCPenney's.
Right.
But there was also another side of it, because I was kind of split in two, working in the retail side of it, but also in the healthcare side of it. So I worked with top-level consultants for healthcare organizations, hospitals, such as Johns Hopkins University and other hospitals, and it was all about their the projection of where their businesses were going, and using that consulting company in order to reach those goals. And my part of it was an administrative executive level of actually not working with all of these consultants and top-level people to bring together their documents, bring together their communications that they were filtering through each client, which had to be specific branding, whether it was a retail organization or whether it was a healthcare organization, and then bringing that all together. And in the midst of doing all of that, I took on multiple extra roles, which helped kind of mold me into the person that I and the consultant expert that I am, whether it was being an office manager, whether it was being a human resource liaison.
HR, so you did liaison in HR?
Yeah, exactly, because it takes a special kind of communication and the ability to communicate, to bring those different levels of corporate hierarchy together in order to get to like the end result. And all that mattered was actually achieving the end result, but you want to do it as smoothly as possible in a very chaotic, sometimes, environment where you have so many different personalities and so many different corporate hierarchies going on.
And takeovers from other companies.
Yes, exactly.
So this integration from a total different structure and environment, integrating in a business environment from the company they purchase the others. This is quite
so it was definitely a life learning experience of having to deal with all of those factors on all of those levels, while still being able to organize communications, edit communications, proofread communications, and literally deal with, at any given time, 5 to 7 top management consultants who are all vying for your input of these things coming together.
So you had also a 36 hours day.
That's to put it lightly.
Yeah, but this is amazing, and with this knowledge, and now maybe we tell the people a little bit what we're doing. All these skills here together, we formed, let's say, a cooperation together to do something, to offer all the skills to CEOs, to company owners. So with NewsShowTV, we want to provide this to the market. Who feels inspired to get in touch with Keith, feel free. So we put all the data there and ask him. And maybe you're in the situation to have something to write, you want to even learn. We will have some workshops where you teach, not me, you teach. The people, how maybe they can write differently, especially in that world with AI, when everybody thinks it's so easy.
Yeah, and I want to say something about the whole AI thing. I base all of my work and what I do on AI, but not the AI that you think. The AI that I'm talking about is authentic intelligence before the other AI, before the other AI came along. And as much as people want to use AI, there is a big backlash against that because it's showing that it proves that with being dependent on AI, means that you're being dependent on something that's not giving you all the facts, that's not writing in a human voice. It's writing in a poetic voice and trying to put it together as much as possible. And the resources that AI pulls from are not necessarily qualified resources for the information that you're looking for. And this is not just based on the average person using AI. There has been examples, even all the way up to government administrations, where, for example, a federal judge end up reprimanding a lawyer from a government administration that I will not name for using ChatGPT because
it was in the press. Anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
So these things are happening because professionals, high-level professionals, are thinking that they can use ChatGPT, and the backlash of that I was mentioning is there's a humanizer element to it, and that backlash is that people like me, professionals like me, are not only being hired to edit and to create and to proofread, we're being called in to humanize the content and this text that people are choosing to create with ChatGPT or other tools.
Right.
And so what you want to do is you want to come back to sort of like the original way of communicating, because you're going to lose out. And this is very important for CEOs and business leaders. You are going to lose out if you don't get back to authentic communication and are dependent on AI. Because if you have to waste the time, effort, and extra costs to bring in someone like me to humanize it, then you probably should have stayed with the original authentic intelligence in the first place and taken it from that foundation to order to get to where you are.
This is like Times Square. Actually, to explain for people, they never saw something from us. Where was the studio? Are, like I said, across the marina on a hot spot in Lagos in the Algarve. We have a roundabout there, and sometimes the police and the ambulance comes by, they passing by. Well, this is the main entrance and exit from Lagos outside the city. But I personally love it. I love the feeling, seeing the cars. You don't see it now, maybe later on when you come here once. You see the cars, you see the boats, you see the people passing by. Everything is glass. I enjoy this very much, and that's why we have to take care. When they're coming, it's great.
Exactly.
It's live.
Exactly.
We're right in the middle. We're not in a dark room somewhere.
Right, and it's a great studio space. It's a great creative space to actually bring people together. I've come here for a few events, and it's just really, you chose the perfect spot to.
It chose me somehow. It came to me. So what we should do. We should do another talk about your specifics with all the knowledge you have to put to the people, make a separate thing. Some people, when they feel touched and interested, that they get in touch with you. This should be a little introduction in what we're doing and what we're planning, and you will find the dates. We put up the dates for workshops and for the direct contact, like I said, to Keith, if you're interested to hear more, or you have something already you want to have written by a human or changed or adjusted or whatever. I think they're free to get in touch with you.
And don't feel you have to come to the table with a structure of how you want to do things, because it's a creative building collaboration, and it's something that needs to flourish based on your specific needs or whomever's specific needs, and actually building upon that. So don't be afraid to come to the table and just say, okay, this is my issue, this is what I want to talk about, or I'm not sure about what I want to do about this particular issue or that particular issue, but we'll always find a way.
So they can bring everything what they have in the brain, put it on the table.
Yes, exactly.
And you will organize it with them together.
Yes, without scrambling it up. I'm not trying to scramble brains.
No, no. Leave the brain in. Just put the
We're trying to provide clarity and a way forward.
Oh, wonderful. Hey, I'm really looking forward for this. I think that's a lot of fun, and I think a lot of people out there they are interested in more. So we will do more. We will follow up. And Keith, thank you very much. I know you're busy. While what you're doing is not just pulling some things, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of
brain work.
It's my own lot of strategic thinking in the same way of existing in that realm up there.
Wonderful. So, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. I think there comes a lot more, and if you're interested, get in touch with us. Looking forward to see you. Thank you very much, Keith. Have a wonderful time. Thank you very much for coming by.
I look forward to the future.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Ciao. Bye-bye.